Here at Gossip Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. So I'm on my own today again, guys, and normally I'll be with Carol Ann Cooper, and I'm afraid she is still in the hospital. And the good news is she's recovering really well. And every day to her, she's actually fighting for healing. So things are, at least the doctors are getting there with everything. So please, when you pray for your family, include her and Gossip Talk Shows, pray for us, because at this moment, it just feels like something is not complete in our lives, which is we miss her so much. So please pray for her. So our topic today is unleash your inner confidence, master the art of self-validation. So are you someone who wants people to validate who you are as a person, or are you tired of constantly seeking validation from others? And this video is going to empower you if you are someone out there who basically wants to go through the journey through self-confidence and begin to embrace your inner worth, rather than relying on external approval. So so this video is going to guide you through how to master the art of validation. We don't really need people to pick the validation from people. We just want to learn the techniques and break free from the chains of validation and seeking people to actually approve who we are. And so we'll explore the negative impact of seeking validation and how it can hinder your personal growth, and also understanding the power of limitation and how you can actually gain the tools needed to actually build a solid foundation of your life. It's important to actually have a good foundation. So most of it is self-doubt. Self-doubt is a big problem. And also you have to establish healthy boundaries. Foundation without healthy boundaries is not a foundation. And also when you do that, when you have these solid boundaries, build a foundation with boundaries, you can develop an unshakable belief in your abilities. So by taking control of your self-worth, and you unlock the key of fulfillment and build that confidence that you desire in life. So it's time to break free. Let us break free, guys. If you're watching me on any social media, please get involved into the conversation. It is very important to understand the power of confidence. Confidence is everything. Without confidence, we can't do anything in life. So it's important to actually have a structure, have a framework that you can use to actually build self-confidence and master the desires that you want in life. Is very important. Some of you might have seen my video where I did a 30-day challenge with Matthew Hazy. It was a very powerful journey for me, because although I was confident, but I felt that there was part of me that was holding me back. So you have to look within and search based on, as individual, what do you think is holding you back as a person? And once you understand what you think is holding you back as a person, we all have different stories in life. Every story is different, but it doesn't mean that your story is actually not good enough. You can rewrite that story. So it's very, very important to understand that as an individual, to evaluate yourself as an individual, not to compare your life with somebody else. And that story relates to our beliefs and our capability and self-worthy. How much do we believe that we are worthy? So you have to evaluate your life based on your worthiness. What do you believe? What is worthiness in your life? Do you believe that you are secure? Are you secure for who you are as a person? So if you're not, how can you achieve that self-worth? It's all individual, it's all about, because the thing that people, the mistake that people make is they go around, they will start comparing their life with somebody. The minute you compare your life with somebody else, that is stealing your joy. At that moment, when you start comparing and tell yourself that, you know what, I don't think I am worthy. Some people are doing this, me, I'm not able to do it. I'm not able, they're doing it because they have found the secret source of finding that breakthrough, creating that framework to become who they believe that God created them to become. So they found that source. It does not mean that you cannot move forward and find the source and find that breakthrough. You can do it as well. Find that breakthrough, not comparing your life with somebody else. God created us to be who He wanted us to become. He gave us this destiny, this beautiful destiny that can only be changed by problems. It can only be changed by us not being able to locate ourselves and find that breakthrough, not being able to write our own story. That's the only way where our destiny can be changed, or by the opposer, by Lucifer. Lucifer can enter your life and change your story. He entered my life in 2016. He wanted to change my story. But at that moment, I was in a moment where I knew who I was and I knew who I wanted to become. So I started fighting his kingdom. Instead of me entering his kingdom, I did not want to be in that kingdom. I wanted to be in the kingdom of God. And he wanted to change my destiny for what he wanted. He wanted to rewrite my story to what he wanted. Control my mind, control my destiny, control everything around me. And I said, no. So you can actually yourself, you can write that story based on as an individual. Okay, I've seen Nomsa's video. She's talking about confidence. Let me have a look at my relationship. Do I feel confident when I'm with men, or do I feel confident when I'm with women? If you're a man, and if you feel not, so what is the roots? What is the cause? Why do I feel that way? Is it because of something that happened back in your childhood, or is it something, or is it a simple thing that not feeling worthiness, feeling that you are enough? Or is it because of the society, or is it because trying to fit in? What is the cause of it? Why do I feel this way? Without comparing yourself with anybody on social media, or without comparing yourself with your family members or friends. So what is the cause? Why do I feel this way? How can I change it? Okay, is there a book that I can read? Is there a video that I can watch? Is there a coach that I can get in touch? Yes, I can get in touch with Ngozi talk shows and you just find out if I can have coaching. If I can't afford coaching, maybe I can ask for some advice. What can I do? That is a step, one step at a time, without comparing your life with anybody else. And then when it comes to your career, look at your career as well. My confidence in my career is my job, my business, or simple, am I where I need to be? If you feel that no, you are not where you need to be, what's the reason? What is holding you back? What is the stagnation? What is causing you to not to be where you need to be? There might be something, confidence, maybe you need to learn more skills, or maybe you feel that sometimes people get stagnation because of their color. They label themselves, just because I'm black, it doesn't mean I cannot be promoted. It doesn't mean I cannot learn the skills. Black does not define who I am as a person and where I could go. Is just my color. It's just God created me to be a black person, and there is white people. There's all different people in this world, but I was just created. But God has an assignment for me. He did not create me for my color to define me. So all I need to understand is, wow, I need to learn the skills. In order for me to get promotion at work, I need to learn the skills. So where do I begin? Go online, YouTube, read a book, or maybe take some courses and just learn the skills. Okay, if it's a relationship, I feel like I'm not fulfilled, like I'm not confident enough. I don't feel that I am confident enough my spouse can love me, really love me enough. I don't feel that I'm enough. What is the cause of it? What is bringing this insecurity? And then deal with it without blaming yourself, or without comparing your life to say, you know what, some people are this, some people are this, why? Manifest it. Just learn it. If it is a relationship, learn the relationship skills. You need the relationship skills in order for you to actually live the life that you want, which is work on your confidence, your inner being. When we talk about confidence, we talk about our inner world and your outer world. You cannot work on your outer world and not working on your inner world. Your inner world is the critical component of how you show up to the world. So before we can go out and spending money to look good on clothes and buying expensive clothes, buy expensive makeup, buy expensive fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake nails, and we think that is going to make us look beautiful. When people are looking at us, we're gonna look wow, but inside we are feeling like shit. Sorry, God, forgive me, but that's the truth. So inside we are feeling really, really bad. So there's no point in going to spend so much money. And when you spend so much money in looking good on the outside, the outer world, it looks so amazing. I used to be in that world where my outer world would look so amazing in a way that when I step outside, I made sure that I didn't step in the mud because I was protecting my wardrobe. I wanted to make sure my high heels are protected. And when I step outside, the neighbors will be looking through the window. They will be saying, wow, but inside I look like shit. Confidence. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I was worthy. I chose the wrong friends who looked me down, and I thought it was okay. I chose the wrong guys who rejected me, and I thought it was okay. I chose the wrong environment, people that were in my life, and at that moment they were wrong, but I thought it was okay because I can tolerate this. You know, I can tolerate this. If somebody treats me bad, I'm just gonna go and put on the strong face. I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna be okay, God. But guess what? Jesus himself, he says, you want to come to my kingdom, you got to work on your image. If you want to come to my kingdom, work on your image. When he says work on your image, it means come as you are, with your big nose, with your big eyes, with your big boobies, small boobies, whatever that might be, that people think is not enough. Come as you are. And then he has this commandment that are written. And he says, if you want to enter my kingdom now, love thyself. Love thyself. Okay. But I can't do that, God. I cannot love thyself. The reason why I cannot love thyself is because I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how to love thyself. So I don't know how to love thyself. So how do I love myself, God, if I don't know how? So he says, love thyself. Let's do this. So what do I do? What do I do now? If the Bible says, love thyself, me, I can't. I cannot love myself, God. Let's go to Exodus 20, guys, so that you guys can know that I'm not making things up. And you can see when we actually condemn ourselves, and when we condemn ourselves, we tell ourselves that we are not good enough. Where's Exodus 20? We tell ourselves that we are not good enough. And when we say we're not good enough, where's 20? God he says, I'm the Lord thy God, which I have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt know other gods before me. That's his commandment. So what is your number one commandment? What is it? I'm not saying create a commandment. What is your number one principle as a human being? That when a nomsa enters your life, what do I need to know about me respecting you and about me living in your life, not taking advantage of you as a person? What is your principles as a person? Can you actually create that principles? Jesus himself is the creator of the earth. He created the earth. He created the universe. I am like, he created all this, the living thing. But he has his principles, he has his commandment. So the reason why we lose confidence, because we let people enter in our lives and they take advantage of us. When they take advantage of us, we left without confidence, we left with the insecurity. A man enters your life if you don't have principles in place. Number two, God's principle, it says, number three, it says, thou shalt not make unto thee any given image or any likeness or anything that is in heaven above, and that is the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. So he has his second commandment. So what is your second principle in life? Because for me, I know if I have to enter God's kingdom, this is what I have to do. I have to obey him. Is very, very clear. Number three, it says, number three, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor save them. For I, the Lord God, I am jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third or fourth generation of them that hate me. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord that God in vain. The list goes on. So if I was to enter your life today as a woman and you say, wow, Nomsa, you know what, you're so beautiful and I want to date you, I want to get to know you, and I want to spend my life with you, you know, Nomsa, you get me. And when you say Nomsa, you get me. So what principles have you got in place for me to be able to respect you as a man? What principles have you got? As a woman, if a woman, a man enters your life, what principles do you have in place that you can say, okay, as a man, okay, this is who I am, these are my beliefs, but this is how, if you want to enter my world, God has his own kingdom, but now you want to enter my world. This is my world. This is how I want you to treat me. So if we don't have principles in place, we don't have boundaries in our world, that's when everything goes wrong, because people will enter our lives and they will do whatever they want. But if we have these principles and we put them in place, this is how Nomsa's world works. Communicate my desires, not to let people just enter and do whatever they want. And you know what people do is they enter your life, they destroy your confidence, and they leave. And when they leave, now you are left with self-worthy. Who am I? Why do I feel this way? Why does everybody treat me like this? Why? These are the questions now you're asking yourself. This person enters your life and they leave you with, they find you without these questions. And now they enter your life and then they leave you with these questions. Who am I? Why do people always treat me like this? Why? Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not gonna date any man. These guys, these men, they're just all the same, man. That's bad. Now we're labeling men. They're just the same. Oh, women, they're even worse. Oh my goodness. I don't think I really want to date. I don't want to date and I don't want to get married anymore, because these women or these men in their life, we just because somebody entered our lives and we did not have these principles in place, we don't know who we are, and having no understanding our image, no understanding our principles, not having our principles in place, not having boundaries, principles and boundaries, same thing, not having that framework in our lives can actually create problems when it comes to self-worth. So now, if you want to live your life, go to Jesus. Exodus 20 from verse 1. And thou shalt not kill. Jesus said, don't kill. If you kill, thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. So all those things they say, if you are somebody who commits adultery, you cannot enter my kingdom. He knows that there will be people that will commit adultery, but he doesn't force you. At the same time, he knows that if you do commit adultery, then you can ask for him to forgive you and acknowledge your sins, and then he will forgive you, and then you can enter his kingdom. So he says all these things. But what about your framework? What does your framework say? So you have to have that framework in order to be able to actually unleash, work on your self-confidence and your social confidence as well. You need to have a framework. You need to have things in place, because learn to find your own voice. And in God's talk shows, we help people find their own voice. Be comfortable in your own voice, like learn how to network and how to make your friends. And when we learn how to make your friends, we still have to have the principles, our values, are very, very important. Our principles that we have created, very, very important if you really want to keep your confidence. And professional confidence as well involves your beliefs in your competence and effectiveness in your work, whatever the field you choose. So it's all linked together. Now it comes to your body. Some people not confident because they feel that they have put on weight. If you have put on weight, instead of being confident and feeling that, you know what, I feel that I've put on so much weight and it's just taking my confidence away. The only thing that you can do is acknowledge that you've put on weight instead of putting yourself into judgment. So what can I do to take this weight off my life? Create a framework. Have a meeting maybe with a dietitian, or go to the gym. Have a meeting with a gym instructor. If you cannot afford to pay for the gym, you can now, there's YouTube. You can create your own diet and work on your diet without condemning yourself or without saying negative things about yourself. If I put on weight, I put on weight. How do I lose this weight? That's the only question. I have to have the ending in mind, not how. This is the end that I imagine myself looking like. So what I'm going to do, in order for me to get there, this is the tools that are going to get me there. You just need the tools. You don't need to worry about, wow, I've put on weight and now you don't need to worry about all those things. Weight, you put on weight. Or maybe if you come out, some people come out from divorce. When they divorce, they lose confidence in start dating again. You have to understand that the path that we choose in life, sometimes we don't have control over it. If you find a spouse and you find yourself being single again, being a woman who is single or being a man who is single, the only thing that you can do is not to put yourself in judgment, is to say, okay, this has happened, I'm single. But what can I do? Do I like being single, or do I want to explore life? When I'm saying explore life, I'm not talking about going sleeping around, guys. Going sleeping around, it makes things worse. I've seen people who sleep around, they're miserable, they're not happy. So going to sleep around is a no, no, no. I really advise you that, because the moment you go and sleep with somebody, they leave, and that causes more insecurity, more insecurity. We don't want no more problems. One problem is enough. So what I'm saying, you explore life, your career-wise, your spirituality. Just explore life. What does your spirituality look? How do you want it to look like? And at that moment, when you explore life, it helps you actually to understand what you really want in life. You create your own framework. And when you do create your own framework, it just helps you to actually live the life that you want. When we live the life that you want, and then you'll be able to actually live a happy life. So what can we do? When we come out from divorce, let's say, we look at self-development. We look at our purpose. What is your purpose? If your purpose is solid, is fine, then we take that off. And then self-development. Is there any areas you wanted to change? Love life. Am I loving life? Because you have to, it just because you come out from divorce, it doesn't mean you cannot live again. You cannot feel like a man, or you cannot feel like a woman again. So you need to love life. If you don't love life, that means something is wrong. Fun and entertainment. What are you doing for fun? For me, guys, what I'm doing for fun is either I just go and do activities that I love to do. I love music. I just love I love doing fun things. So mind and your body, soul and spirit, where is it? How do you feel? Productivity and performance. How do you perform your energy? And wealth and lifestyle. How does your life look like now you come out of this? Dreams. Do you have any dreams? Happiness. Can you work on your happiness? Funny family growth. All those things is the things that you should, when you come out of a divorce, you should be just ticking out, going to a therapist and working with a therapist and ticking the things that you think they can build you in life, and not worrying about if you are enough. We don't divorce because we are not enough. Sometimes the compatibility, it dies. When we meet people, people change. Some they grow for better, some they change for worse. So it does not mean that whatever, when the relationship doesn't work out, it does not mean that you have to blame yourself. You don't have to blame yourself. The only thing that you need to do is just to look at the positive things and work on your life and build like emotional confidence, body confidence. Positive, you feel out, how do you feel about your physical appearance, your body image, emotional confidence, how do you feel? And know that the confidence is not fixed as well. It is something that can develop over the, like myself, my confidence, I've worked on my confidence over the years. I had to work on my past experiences. I had to, my self-perception, self-esteem, I had to work on those things. I had to find people that can support me and encourage me to become the person that I want to become. I had to be involved in building self-confidence. I have to be involved in self-awareness and self-acceptance. I had to accept the person that I am and practice this positive self-talk and self-validation. I don't want people to affirm who I am as a person. I can actually validate myself. If there is anything that I don't like within my body or within whatever, if I feel that I need to work on my spirituality, I work on my spirituality. I have coaches, pastors that I follow, that I go to church. In that church, I follow people, they become my coach. If I have any questions, I ask them. That's who I am. And when it comes to business, I have people that I follow. I have coaches that I speak to. So you just have to have that, you have to create your environment, and so you can grow emotionally. If I feel that my soul, my emotions are not in the right place, I go through healing meditation. I meditate in the word of God. I fast. I pray to God. And if I don't feel confidence, I speak to him. I ask him to actually come into my life. They help me with my confidence. And there's so much things that I do to actually work on myself, to make sure that I walk the walk that I want. I sing, to make sure that I sing the song that I want, to make sure that I dance the dance that I want. To know somebody dancing the dance of death. or the dance of death, the people coming into your life and they will say all these negative things, and then you will say, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. I'm strong. I can tolerate. God cannot tolerate it. Why should I have to tolerate? God forgive me. Why should I have to tolerate it? So God says, this is my kingdom. Come as you are. And he has his commandment. What are your principles? Like I said before, create your principles. No, I'm not saying be arrogant. Loving, when you love unconditional, when you open the love floodgate of love, it means you're not trying to fit in with anybody. It means the people, they have an idea of, if I want to hang out with Nomsa, this is what Nomsa can tolerate. This is what Nomsa cannot tolerate. So then I can hang out with her. So we hang out with people that we relate to. We don't just go and hang out with people just because they're people, or just because people have all sorts of things that they believe in. They have all sorts of things that they believe they should be. But if you don't agree with that, you don't have to hang out with that person. You can love somebody and then you leave them behind. As long as you love them, as long as you don't fight them or anything, you can just create your confidence and surround yourself with people that can help you and encourage you to actually become the person that you are meant to become. Creative when it comes to confidence. We have to have the ability and the willingness to take a creative risk in life. It's important for an artist, it's important for a human being to think like an artist, to think like a writer, to think like a designer. If I think like a designer, I can design my own life how I want. How do I want my world to look like? I can design it. If I think like a writer, means I'll take my pen, I'll take my diary, journaling book, and I'll start writing my thoughts, writing my emotions, writing about my life, the things that I want in my life, and the things that I don't want in my life, and the things that I want to achieve in life. So I start writing my story because I'm thinking like a writer. If I'm thinking like an artist, means I have to think my world. I think about my world. Okay, I'm thinking like an artist. How do my life is a movie. If my life was a movie, what kind of a movie would that be? Then I need to start working on it. That movie that is in my mind, it has to come to reality by doing the work, by getting creative, understanding the power of self-love, power of identity, my identity, your identity, the power of true authenticity. What does it mean when somebody says be authentic? Does it mean I have to go around and comparing myself with somebody else? No. So what happens if I compare myself with somebody else? I'm stealing my joy. Means my glory. I'm stealing my joy if I compare my life with somebody else. What can I do? I can find somebody that I relate to, that I see them as my role model, and I can follow them on social media, and then I can write my own story, my own voice, find my own voice, and write my own story. Wow, that sounds amazing. So how do I start? Then keep going. Start, think like an artist, think like a designer, and write your own story. Because if you don't write your own story, somebody else will be writing their own story. So once you write your own story, you can live your life. And artist, writer, a designer, and understand that everything has to be like baby walks, one step at a time. You cannot build confidence by today and wanting to test your abilities by thinking you can think big or maybe doing something bigger. Just try to do step by step, because when you want to do something, if you want to do big and you go big, and then when you fail in that big, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, this thing doesn't work. Baby step. I'm still taking baby step. I started the journey of my personal development a long time ago, and I'm still taking baby step each and every single day. Because to me, every day is different. It's not the same. Like my experience of today is going to be different tomorrow. So I take step by step. Each day to me is a blessing. It's a blessing that I can look at myself and learn maybe a skill each and every day. I teach myself skills every day, or sometimes I take a skill and then I work on it and develop on that skill. And so I'm confident, I'm competent. I feel really confidence in it. Or sometimes you can learn musical instrument and stick to one task at a time. I just do everything that I do in my business, I learn it. Because the reason why I learn it, I read books, I read, I listen to YouTube channels, and then I go and practice it. Once I do that, I know if I'm hiring somebody, then I know what I'm talking about, not the gibberish. I've learned that the hard way when I started my company, where you hire somebody and they tell you that they're going to do social media, but they do something completely different. With my social media, I like my voice. I like when I'm putting content out there, I like people to connect with my voice. I don't like just to go and get some random content and just post it for the sake of posting it. I just like to, I like people to connect with the whole Isnomsa. Like sometimes I post something, and when I post something, yes, somebody will relate to it if I post that. So I like to do that. I just don't like in going into this. Like yesterday, I was so feeling, um, I was thinking about like when people speak, sometimes there are some people who say something and they destroy your confidence. So I was like, what goes into your ears? That one was my post yesterday. What goes into your ears will dictate your success. So meaning our surroundings. I was like looking at my surroundings. That's why I came up with the post. And also listening to other coaches. And I was like, okay, so sometimes we have to create our world. How we create our world is how we are able to move forward to master the art of confidence, or to destroy the art of confidence. Sometimes we could be the enemy of our inner being. And when you feel that you are the enemy of your inner being, that's when you have to go and use the Bible. Go to Exodus 20 and up from verse 1 to read the whole chapter, and just see how God actually created his commandment. Just read the whole chapter, and he has principles in place. And the reason why I'm referring to you to his commandment, so you can create your own principles, so that when Nomsa enters your life, Nomsa has a very, very clear message of how you want to be treated, so I don't destroy your confidence. People's confidence are being destroyed by different things. But this thing that is part of the big one is where we let people enter our lives. They treat us bad. We think it's okay. We can tolerate it. We make excuses for them. They're doing this because of what? Because of what? The list goes on. But if I date a man that does not love me, why do I need to stay with him? If I date somebody, they don't love me, the message is very, very clear that I'm not good enough for them. Why do I need to stay with that man? If a man dates a woman and the message is very, very clear that the woman, she's not happy, or they really not good enough for them, why staying in a place where you know that you're not good enough? Why staying with somebody that disrespects you as a man or as a woman? Because at the end of the day, by the time that relationship ends, the confidence is gone. Why working for a company where they don't appreciate you? Where you leave, the day you decide to leave, is the day your confidence is gone. So why live? Why hanging out with people that don't appreciate you? Working for a company, hoping that one day you're gonna wake up in the morning, they're gonna accept you and they're gonna appreciate your work, knowing that what you do, you're good at what you do. So it's very, very, very important to actually evaluate the foundation of your life. Is the critical component of how we can actually live and master the art of confidence and unleash that power within and become who we are meant to become. If we are surrounded by the wrong people, we are surrounded working for the wrong companies, or we are surrounded by the wrong wives, wrong husbands, what is it going to do with our confidence? No matter how hard we try to fix our confidence, it's not going to work. Family members who take us for granted. I love my family so much, but I have boundaries of how far they can test my patience. I don't get angry. I really, when it comes to my family, I am a very, very strong believer of my bloodline. I love my father. I love my ancestors, but I don't let people take advantage of me. I deal with things and make sure that the person knows where we stand. If they don't want to actually respect my boundaries, my principles, my world, I leave them behind. That God says love, but it does not mean that I can tolerate, because him himself is very clear. He doesn't actually, he says, love yourself, and he has all these principles. You want to worship Jesus, there's no other God. You can't worship other gods. You cannot join a cult and then go to church. So you have to choose one. So that's why he says, you want to come to me as you are. You don't need makeup, you don't need anything. You just knock, the door will be open. That's what he says. He's kept things very simple. So have you simplified your life? Have you gone into your life, into your foundation, and created a simple principles with a very, 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 very clear voice where people can actually enter your world and respect you as a person, and not destroying your confidence. Most people, their confidence is destroyed because of somebody they dated, because of somebody they hang out with these friends who destroyed my confidence. Because sometimes as the parents, just because you are my mom or you are my father, it does not mean you can destroy my confidence. The Bible says, honor your parents. I honor you, my mother. I honor you, my father, but I'm not going to take the negativity. If my mom was a negative person, I would just let her know that I will bring the 10 commandments and say, Mom, I love you very, very much. But let's go to the God's commandment and come to my principles. In that way, I'm not being rude to my mom, I'm not being rude to my father or anything. I'm just being honest. I don't think that families are there to destroy us. Families are there to love us, to help us and guide us through, like our parents. Like with my parents, I love them very much. But when I was growing up, they showed me that if there's something that I don't understand as a child, I can always ask questions. And they made it very clear that, Nomsa, you want to stay, you want to be in our relationship, although you are our child, but here are the principles in place. And at the time, I'll be, you guys are so mean. And then when I was older, I realized actually they were not mean. They had to put these principles in place. Like, we love you so much, but here are the principles of life. You want to grow up and become somebody else? The principles of life in this house, this is what you need to obey. Like God says, obey him. So what are yours? If I was to enter today your life and you say, hi, Nobisa, I was like, yeah. Like, I've seen you at Ngozi talk shows. I'll be like, yeah, yes. How you doing? And when we talk, when we have this conversation, is sitting down, having a drink, what message will you give me as a person to say, show me like your character, your identity, for me to treat you? How would you send that message across? So you have to be you. In order to master all these things, everything starts with us. Our inner world is the critical component of how we are able to move forward, how we are able to live a life that we want and be happy. But if we are not happy within, I can tell you, I used to think, when it comes to a relationship, honestly, now if I look back, I don't even know what I was thinking. I used to think, in order for me to find a man, I need to go and buy the cleavage, the clothes that shows my boobies. I need to put fake eyelashes. I used to think I need to wear the mini skirt, so show my body, and then I'm gonna catch that fish. Oh, that man, can you resist that? But now I think of it, I'm like, seriously, what was I thinking? Attracting the wrong guys. And the wrong guys leave me with no confidence because they are messed up themselves, and they come and mess up my life, and then they leave. Then I'm like, oh, my life ending up with the same story all the time. And that means I'm not good enough. But actually, I am good enough. It's just I'm doing it the wrong way. A nice guy who want to see me, want to say, who is Nomsa? Want to relate, want to date somebody they can relate to, somebody they can get to know the story they love. Of course, the clothes, I have to look good, but looking good, it means I need to look good on the inside in order for me to love the man that I'm looking for. That man, when I meet, if I'm looking good, he's gonna be happy. He's gonna be a happy man because I'll treat him like a king. So that means if I meet a guy that is happy inside, he's going to treat me like a queen. He's going to look after me and look after him. He will be happy even when we fight. We will fight because it's normal to fight. We're not going to fight because I don't trust the guy. I just want his phone. I go to his phone. I don't trust him. No. If you have to date a man and that makes you feel you are not worthy, get out. If you have to date a woman that makes you feel unworthy, get out of that relationship, because by the end of the day, you end up not loving yourself. You end up questioning your abilities. Also, work on your spiritual confidence as well is very, very, very important. Understand the power of self-image. Actually, I'm going out. I think I'm going to do this as a part 2 on Monday. The magic power of self-image is very, very important to go step by step. And understanding the power of self-image lies in the ability to shape our thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, and ultimately the outcomes of our lives. So those are the things that I had to change myself in order for me to actually become the woman that I needed to become. And now I can dress up. I love clothes. Don't get me wrong. I love clothes. I love to look good. But when I step on the outside, what you see on the outside is what is on the inside. I'm no longer wanting to show my boobies so I can be liked by a man. No, I'm no longer wanting to do that. I have to keep my boobies inside for the right guy. And I have to trust that the right guy that comes and enjoy my boobies, not for me to put them on the side so he can just get hungry for the thing to go up and wanting to have sex with me. So I just have to understand the power of being confident, being a woman. Women, we're creative. We are confident. A man is an architect. He designs things. He looks after his woman. He's a provider. A woman, she's a provider. She is a mentor. We mentor our men to bring out the best in them. And a man is an architect. He has a vision for his woman. He wants to bring the best out of his woman. So we all have these things that God created us to be. So as long we value ourselves, then we can live the life that we want. So I'm going to do the part 2 of this video on Monday, because I didn't go to the identity part. I did not go to the self-image, the magic of what did I do? The magic power of self-image that is left. And what is the power of personality is very, very important. And what else? What else? The overcoming self-doubt. I didn't touch all that. A little bit. I've touched a little bit. So I think I'm going to do the part 2 on Monday so I can cover everything. It's very, very important, guys. If you are somebody you want to live your life, of course, we have this thing that we can add to our image. We can get fake eyelashes, we can get fake hair, we can get all these high heels, or men, we can get all these things. Even this, men now, they are high heels of men. I actually didn't get a chance because I was sitting in the back. I heard him saying, I've changed my shoes because I always see women with the high heels. I thought, why are they taking off their shoes? He doesn't like you to see a woman taking off their high heels. He was wearing high heels. So I didn't get a chance to meet his shoes, by the way. So there's all these things that we can add to our looks. But the important thing is make sure your inner world is beautiful. Work on your inner world. If you are not a Christian, meditate. Go get the meditation on YouTube. Meditate. If you are a Christian, a child of God, fast. The power of fasting. You activate your inner being. When you activate your inner being, your inner child, when you fast, like now we are fasting for 70 days. With the church around the world, my church, Dr. Olukoya's churches around the world. So we are fasting. I think we are on day 50 something. I think we finish 15th of October. We're on 60 something. We finish 15th of October. That's the last day of our fast. So every single day I feel strong because I'm activating my inner being. I'm looking after my inner being. And meditate. If you're a Christian, meditate in the Word of God. Read your Bible, the scriptures. Understand the character. When Tony Robbins says, these speakers, they are very, very, very smart. When Tony Robbins says he had to memorize the Bible is the psychology. Even Lucifer, I listen to people who worked for him, who have met him in the throne of grace as a spirit. If you want to meet Lucifer, you have to join the occult. And then when you join the occult, you do this mumbo jumbo stuff when you meet him, and then you get the. I met him and his agents, but I refused to join him. So if you read the Bible, when you memorize the Bible or any scriptures or any song that you have that has a powerful, like our ears, what hears. If I was to listen to a song that maybe says swearing, guns, speak about guns and speak about this, what do you think my mind is going to be? It's going to be messed up. You think about guns, you think about cutting people's thing, and it's just going to be messed up. But if I listen to music that has a message of confidence, a message of faith, hope, even if it's a non-Christian music, then I have a chance of building my confidence. So what we hear builds our confidence. So just choose what comes into your ears. Choose what friends you hang out with, what kind of friends, intimacy relationship. Choose who you date very carefully. Your world, create your world, write your own, take a pen, write your own story. Very, very important, those things. That's what I leave you with, guys. And also the God himself, read the Bible. Even if you are not a Christian, most of the actually character that are on earth, that the right character, it comes from the Bible. So that's what Tony Robbins says. He says he had to memorize the Bible. That is smart. Because once I memorize this, it means I can own my own world. I can create it, my own world. And I can share it with somebody else and say, this is the world that I'm going to, these are the principles that I'm going to live by. And then this is how you want to enter my world. This is how I want to be treated. So all those things, they're very, very important. So God bless, guys. If you want to connect with me on social media and live with grace, and just send me a message. I'm all social media, so you can find me on all social media. You can join the group. I've got 2 groups, Ngozi Talk Show group and the Unique Billionaire Mindset on Facebook, or you can find me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, Instagram. If you join the Instagram, you follow me on Instagram, make sure you send me a message as well, because my Instagram is too big. I miss my small following, because in that way I get to see who is following me. So God bless, live with grace, and have a good weekend. And please, guys, continue praying for Carol Ann. She's fighting. she's in that good place. Sometimes I feel her trying to get up, and I'm like, get up, try. So I'm hoping that she'll join us soon. God bless.